There's moments where you just have to react. You have to show your rage or your fury, your pain. But something at the last second, it holds you back. It may be a feeling, a thought. Something inside whispers to us that there is something we need to look at before we react, to take a step back. Today's energy is about facing whatever that thing is. Today is the day to look it in the eye. Whatever has been keeping us stuck, whatever has been frustrating us, standing in our way, this is a time to own it. Today is about acknowledging what's been in the way and giving it the attention it needs so that we can finally move forward through it. No more running from it. No more letting it call the shots. No more avoiding it. Time to face it, to clear it, and turn it into something that drives us forward. So join me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery. We'll gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy, and by the end of our time together, it's my hope that you now have the tools, the insight to go forward with confidence, with clarity, with love. So hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. Welcome to your daily focus, March the 26th, 2025. So today we have the energy of the 26th. So the energy of the 26 basically says if we put our focus and our attention on something consistently, long term, this is a day where we could reap rewards. This is a day when we start to do those actions or strengthen those actions within our daily routines, that it grows into the true potential it can be. 2 plus 6 is an 8, and that is about creating prosperity, wealth, stature. If we look at the daily numerology, it would be a 3 plus an 8 plus a 9, and that gives us a 20 energy. The 20 energy is about turning points, forks in the road, new ways to approach things, new ways to do things, new paths to follow. 2 plus 0 is a 2, and the 2 energy is about magic. The 2 energy asks us to notice the magic that is around us at all times. But to sit in quiet contemplation, look within, and see the magic that you carry forth. Your talents, your abilities, your unique self. And celebrate those things, bring those things out, and utilize them in order to go forward with a strength, with a beauty. Sun is in Aries. Moon's in Aquarius till about 3:30. So depending on your time zone, to some degree, by midday, we could all be finding ourselves starting to wind down, looking towards activities that allow us to go within, to sit in silence. So if you want to plan your day that way, it'll just work a little bit more fluently than saying to yourself, I'm going to get to that tonight, because you probably won't, okay? We have Mars square Chiron. Mars is all about action and drive and assertion, and Chiron is our wounded healer. It deals with emotional wounds, our healing process. And when these two energies square off, the result is a push-pull, okay, between an impulsive action and something that calls for healing. So we may feel like something is holding us back, or that emotions are getting in the way of our moving forward. Mars is assertive, and that energy wants us to take action, to move forward. But Chiron is here to remind us that we can't move forward in the same way. We need to heal the wounds. We need to fix the unresolved here. No more bandages, no more avoiding it. We need to slow down. We need to do the healing work. Okay, so let's say you just got a promotion or a new responsibility at work, but You worry, you're concerned, you have anxiety that you may not actually be capable for this role that they're asking you to play. And we could feel like we have to prove something, so we make some rash choices just so, we stand out right away. And it usually goes probably south. Or we could go home that night, slow down, reflect, and ask ourselves why we feel this way. Something from my past. And maybe you'll start to think, they wouldn't have given me the opportunity unless they already see what I cannot. So I need to start seeing that. What prevents me from seeing that in my life? Or maybe it has something to do with your relationship with money. You have some kind of fear about money, or, it comes from past experiences, or maybe some kind of financial instability that you had along the way. And maybe you've just recently come into money, and so all of a sudden, Mars squares Chiron. Boom, old emotions of scarcity and lack. We feel that urge. We want to go and spend it all, right? Well, we'll hold on to some of it, yeah, really tightly, but we want to go and just enjoy ourselves because this might never happen again. Kind of that's fear talking. That's not you talking. That's fear talking. So take a step back, sit with it in silence. You don't have to spend all the money today. Just wait 24 hours before you spend anything and ask yourself why this fear exists. Where did it come from? It could be a pattern that's been passed down from family beliefs. It could come from a past struggle. Once you recognize those emotional triggers, you can create a new plan forward, a new step forward, a new way a new emotion that you bring forward. One that aligns with your goals, with your values. When we allow healing, we empower ourselves. It could just be somebody hits the wrong nerve with you today, okay? And all you want to do is lash out. So, just take a step back. If you have to leave, then leave. And yes, sit with it. See where I'm going with this? One step backwards, two steps forward. This is a great time to look at what's been holding us back for quite some time, probably. An old belief, a past trauma, an emotional scar. You don't need to solve it all today. You don't need to heal today. You just need to acknowledge that this needs some energy. And we need to acknowledge that it needs attention and begin to take the first steps towards healing, because it will make us stronger, wiser as we go forward. We will be able to handle more things with a clear mind and clear direction, because we grew through this experience rather than staying constantly in that same repetitious pattern. So recognize that there's a wound that needs attention. A past failure, a criticism that still stings, how you were treated by somebody in the past. Don't try and push through it, or worse, don't push it away, push it down, and try and ignore it. Take a moment to address the feeling. This is the day for it. Meditate on it, journal on it. Just get out in nature and breathe. Okay, by doing so, our actions become powerful and definitely more aligned with our true self. So today is about taking the first step backwards so that we can take two steps forward. The energy is charged with potential for true transformation. So instead of being held back by repeating an old story or old thought process, or maybe that old defense mechanism, right? To allow those walls to just shoot up to keep ourselves safe. We're being called to acknowledge what has been blocking us. And then what happens? We move forward. We move forward with a clarity, with an empowerment. So it's time to release those old patterns. Take action from a place of healing rather than sabotage, self-sabotage, usually. Use the tension to strengthen your resolve. The breakthroughs we're looking for, it requires a bit of inner work. But as we do start the healing process, we start to feel lighter, clearer, authentic, and aligned with our path forward. Okay, let's go to the cards. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. King of Pentacles. Well, we haven't seen the King of Pentacles in quite some time. And when we were under that 8 energy year, he came out so often, telling us that, we can be as rich, and we have the 8 energy today, right? So look at this. He comes out and say, you can have the prosperity, the wealth that you want in your life, the abundance, the joy, the love, whatever you consider is true wealth, good health. Now, he is a king that stays tried and true. He doesn't wander. He goes for tradition more than the outlandish. But he does take risks. His crown is a living vine. So he does take risks. He does think outside the box. He does color outside the line, but he has weighed out the risks. So this is where we are weighing out the risk of. So maybe in our plights today, we may feel that we have to come clean. We have to, maybe it's baggage that we are carrying from a past relationship and it's popping up in this new relationship. And so this other person doesn't understand why we are acting the way we are, but we get it. But we're not even sure because we're on autopilot. So we're just taking over from, what worked in the last relationship, which won't work in this relationship. We don't want it to work in this relationship. We didn't even like that part of ourselves. Okay, so it's kind of like, is it worth the risk to just sit there and say, listen, I had a relationship. This is what it was like. This is why I react this way. Please understand that I don't feel any of these things, but yet it seems to come out like I expect this of you, or this response, or whatever it might be, fill in the blanks, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So it's about taking a risk, in order to move past those awkward moments and have true love, a unity. Maybe it's taking a risk on yourself, your potential of maybe starting a new business, taking a new job, going after that promotion, working out a little bit more, deciding to get buff for the summer, whatever it might be for you. Is there risk involved? There's always risk involved. There's risk involved crossing the street. That's what my dad always said. And how true is that? So some risks are just dumb. Like if you see the car coming, then you would opt out on crossing the street. Some people still see the car coming and still walk right in front of it. Not literally, okay? Just an example, people. Two of swords. Two of swords, we search for the answers that are already within us. This is the day to go deep. We won't find the answers in our exterior world today. That's why we have the blindfold, so we are forced to look within, to listen to the whispers from within, to listen to our inner guidance, our intuition, our gut feelings, our sense of knowing, our heart's wants and desires. We look within today to make some firm decisions about how we react to things, how we step into things. Maybe it's the why behind it that changes, or the how. The Three of Swords, yeah. So it has a lot to do with healing, letting the light into your heart again. Tearing down those barriers, tearing down those walls, those things that used to keep you safe. And don't get me wrong, at one time or another, yeah, you needed them. Absolutely. That's why they're there. Because you needed them. But what happens is we go on in life and we forget that we built them. And then a situation even remotely similar comes up. And we go right back to 1997 when it all happened. You know what I mean? We go back to the past. We jump back to that moment and that person we were with, the fears we had and the anxieties we had, and those walls come up. And we don't know why we can't communicate this time around, because we're not even thinking about 1997. We're thinking about now. Is that going back too far? So, oh goodness. This is about allowing the light in, allow the healing in, to restore, to nurture ourselves, to love ourselves, to forgive ourselves, to maybe it's taking back our power where we have given it away. And the Page of Cups. This is, I kind of get this as the Cinderella kind of thing, right? We don't have anything of worth or value, really. We just have our big heart and our emotion and our empathy and a few mice for friends. And, but we dream. We dream of what if one day, and what if one day actually happens, because she was courageous enough to believe it, to want it for herself, to take some drastic steps, and to believe in the magic around her, that somehow it would happen. And so it did. And so that's what I kind of get from this card in this moment. So this is about embracing your dreams, your wants, your desires, but don't go rushing into them, because there's something that needs to be healed first within your heart, within your soul, in what makes you you. There needs to be some small shift in perception or awareness, so that you can go forward with the strength, with the beauty. Okay, let's go on to our oracle cards, Nature's Whispers. Okay, we have breakthrough. Yeah, the 8 energy comes out again. So know that the 8 energy is very electrified at this point in the reading. Breakthroughs, aha moments, epiphanies, seeing the way clearly where it's always been a fog, seeing something maybe that's always been in place, but we never realized its worth or its value. Breakthrough. Feel confident that things are falling into place, just as a seedling breaking through the surface of the earth. You too are going to experience an emergence. The efforts of your hard work will become evident, and you will start to see the difference of all the labor and time you have invested. Count your blessings. You are gifted with creative touch and the ability to generate new and wonderful things. Take the moment to feel proud of yourself for all that you have accomplished. So yeah, once again, we are being reminded that we are who we are because of all of our accomplishments. All the things we've done, all of our experiences have molded us into this person. We are exactly who we need to be right now. But there's this one, there's this one little thing that needs to be fine-tuned here. There's actually a couple more things that need to be refined, but don't worry about it. It's all going to work out. Okay, we have under the radar. Under the radar. Our little possum has shown up. So we don't want to go yelling things from the treetops and the mountaintops. We just need to show up. We just need to be true to us. We need to do inner work more than our external work. It's not a time really to network. You can network, but it doesn't have the same oomph that it does have in other times of our life. Our energy is more wisely used right now to turn inwardly, to look at ourselves in some way, to make ourselves stronger, to take back our power, to be empowered. Warrior, practical, assess. See, warrior, practical, assess, yes. When the oak is felled, the whole forest echoes with its fall, but 100 acorns are sown in silence by an unnoticed breeze. The possum is a master actor, knowing which role to play at the proper time. Possums have practical and intelligent energies that help them assess the situation to which part they should play. And if they feel threatened, they play dead. They do play dead, okay? I had one dog, I got it on Valentine's Day, therefore he was named Valentine. And he was taken away way too early in life for me. I mean, I was just, oh my gosh, I was a mess with him. But we'd go out at night and he saw something in the dark, and there underneath my dad's pear tree was a possum. And he's like this far away from it, right? He's just barking at it for all he's got. And this thing is playing dead, right? I'm like, and they've got razor sharp teeth. They won't use it. They'll play dead. They'll risk being grabbed at, but so I'm trying to pull Valentine off, and oh my gosh, he was so strong. The one time I was down, I was tying my shoelace. I had him on the leash. I always had to have him on a leash. I was just kind of getting him off the leash where he could roam a little bit around me in very private settings. But he was, the vet used to call him Animal because he was like on the Muppets, right? Animal, just bizarre and all over the place. But I loved him. And I was tying my shoelace, and a bee went by. Well, he must have drugged me about 500 feet before I finally got him to realize that I was on the other end of that leash. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm jammering around here, rambling on, just rambling on. Like, okay, Tilly, get back to the reading. I get it. I'm sorry. Has nothing to do with any of the energy either, does it? Be careful how you use your words at this time. It could injure relationships and cause more ripples. Instead, take some time to allow arguments and miscommunications to quiet. We don't need to bring them up. We don't always need to be right. And sometimes stepping away from a situation helps to heal it more quickly and effectively. You may notice work situations may feel difficult. Transitions may be happening. Don't start fretting that your job is in danger. Instead, let things play out and around you. So it could be intense energy today. Prepare yourself for an emotional day or looking at something that's a little bit difficult, but working through it. Playing the events of the past sometimes. Situations will come up. Things that you've blocked out, things that you've forgotten. If you sit in silence, if you give it the time to talk to you and see where those little adjustments can make, that we can make in our life too. When we go forward, we don't self-sabotage, or we have a clear picture of our vision forward, a clearer vision of our picture forward. How would you say that? Okay, until we meet again, remember, I do love you.